Welcome back to the Spirit Boards. So we're going to start off with Sudowoodo today, a Generation 2 Pokemon who, at first glance, you'd assume is a Grass type, but in actuality, Sudowoodo is a Rock type. The evolved form of Bonsly, Sudowoodo is putting on the facade of being a Grass type. He is literally fake wood. And moving on, we have Octoman. You'll notice on the top left that it says that I've already beaten this battle. That is because I flubbed the shooting minigame. Octoman was the first spirit to best me there. Anyway, Octoman himself hails from the Takoran Empire of the F-Zero universe. And he's actually racing in order to raise money for education, for Takuran kids. And that is very wholesome, I approve. That is kind of at odds as well with his personality, which is otherwise very big-headed and egotistical. He also appears in Star Fox Command as an enemy commander in something of a cameo appearance. Anyway, next up we have the Toy-Con robot from, well, Nintendo Labo. Nintendo Labo is basically a Switch peripheral that you have to build yourself out of cardboard. But for this battle, even though you do have the big horrible robot trying to kick you in the face, what you can do is just focus on beating the little guy. Because if you take down the user, there's no one to control the robot. And I didn't even need to, he just killed himself. Nice. Alright, this is T-Hawk from the Street Fighter series, Thunderhawk. He is a Native American, hailing from Mexico, and he actually lost his home to M. Bison's organisation, Shadaloo. Hence why he takes part in the Street Fighter tournaments, in order to get revenge against that horrible bastard. Anyway, his combat is very, very weighty, very powerful, very heavy. As such, we have him played by an Incineroar, spamming his big strong attacks. Unfortunately, T-Hawk is not really much of a match for Raiden. So, let's get in there and slash his face. Very nice. Then we have the Bad Wagon from Mario Kart 8. Now, something that only recently clicked with me is that when you're fighting a Mario Kart spirit, it's not actually the kart you're fighting, it's its rider. Last time it was the Cheap Charger, and it was more about the fact that I was fighting Peach spamming Toad. I was fighting Toads. In this case, I'm fighting Pink Gold Peach. Pink Gold Peach is a very surreal character that was added into Mario Kart 8 as a bonus character, and it is the Peach equivalent of Metal Mario. And yeah, there's really nothing more to her character. She's just very cryptic in that regard. She is just Peach, made out of pink gold. Something of a meme amongst Mario Kart players, I find, because she is quite literally the most, you know, pointless character. Like, the most unrequested character in anything ever. So yeah. I appreciate her, though. I think she looks cool, at the very least. And yeah, representing her, we have this big metal Peach. The downside of her being metal is that she is not going to go down easy. And I am dead, I am dead, I am definitely dead. I literally can't do anything. Well, okay, maybe not. Maybe that Pink Gold Peach is just going to whiff her smash attacks on nothing. Just to try and style on me, I guess. And that was her last mistake. There we go. Alright, so, having a little bit of a detour. We've leveled up my Nipper Plant Spirit just enough to evolve it, to enhance it. So, let's give it those last few levels with those last few snacks. And that is going to get us Petey Piranha, first appearing in Super Mario Sunshine, and then becoming a semi-regular, reoccurring Mario boss. Alright, so moving on, we have the Bomber from Kirby. Bombers are little enemies from Kirby, they are walking bombs. they will just walk straight forward and eventually tip off of a ledge. When they do, they create a massive blast radius that can do severe damage to Kirby. On top of that, when Kirby actually absorbs a bomber, if he's quick enough to, and then uses the crash ability, Kirby can kill every enemy on the screen. And that was quick and easy. Here's Iceman from the original Mega Man game. Iceman was the Robot Master of debatably the most irritating level, the Ice level. And yeah, actually quite a tough Robot Master as well, surprisingly tough. So, to represent Iceman's battle where he will just sit back and spam so many ice attacks to fuck with you, we have the Ice Climbers who are spamming their ranged ice attack. And also an icy ground. It's all pretty icy, so I'm gonna make very quick work of these guys, if I can. Because there's nothing worse than getting battered by ice climbers, because you can beat one only to have the other one give you all the grief. And here is Plague Knight from the Shovel Knight series. Plague Knight is one of the members of the Order of No Quarter, basically Shovel Knight's equivalent of the Robot Masters. Plague Knight utilizes bombs and poisons, hence why we have a Dr. Mario with a bob-omb, but more prominently, Plague Knight is the main protagonist of the alternate campaign, Plague of Shadows. So yeah, you can actually play as Plague Knight. Granted, when you do, you don't play as the big terrifying boss version of Plague Knight, but rather a smaller, more playable, chibi version of him. And yeah, lots and lots of bombs in this level, don't get blown up. There we go. Next up is Phantoon from Super Metroid. Phantoon is a spectral figure who appears in the abandoned ship in Super Metroid. And it is otherwise quite a cryptic figure. It is quite literally an alien ghost who utilizes all kinds of fire abilities. To represent him, we have an invisible inkling, so that gives us both the cephalopod angle, well, with it being what is essentially a giant octopus, or squid, and the invisibility. And you'll notice item-wise, we have all of those little plasma friends, the hotheads. That is to represent all of Phantoon's fire abilities. The only downside is that I can use those, and I can use them to my advantage. So, with enough of those flitting around, we have a relatively easy win on our hands. We just need to get those finishing hits in. And wow, that did it. It's hard to see, but that did it. Here is Kazuhira Miller from Metal Gear Solid. His real name is Benedict Miller, and he is an ally of Naked Snake in Metal Gear Solid 3, and both Big Boss and Venom Snake in Metal Gear Solid 5. Eventually, he turns on the Big Bosses, you know, feeling betrayed by their deceptions, as it were, and he allies with Solid Snake. He ends up essentially allying with 3 different variations of Snake, hence why we have 3 Snakes in this battle. Later, he is killed by Liquid, who steals his identity, calling himself Master Miller.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
And that's that. Here's the postman from The Legend of Zelda. He is a postman who will run incredible distances in order to give you your post. And to represent that, we have the Wii Fit Trainer, someone very athletic, very healthy, who is going to spend the whole battle just running away. And that is bloody annoying. There's also a timer, so you have to defeat him before the timer runs out. So, goddamn, look at this fucker. The most irritating thing. I hate fights like this. The worst fight in the game is a fight like this. You just need to get in there with a quick character and outspeed him while he spams his dodges. And that did it. There we go. Here is the Buggy Bird from Mario Kart. So the Buggy Bird is a tiny little vehicle driven by baby Rosalina. So, here's a battle against baby Rosalina. It's Rosalina, but a baby. Small and fast. It's a shame that I'm a big hungry plant who definitely wants to chomp on a baby. Or kick a baby in the face, that works too. Oh wow, still in the game somehow. Well, now you're even smaller. Now I have reverted you to a straight up embryonic state. And now you're done. Alright, this is the Skull from F-Zero. So, the Skull is an F-Zero pilot who is basically killed in action. He is killed on the F-Zero track, and he is brought back with necromancy. And in order to represent that, we have a Robin here, who is going to spam his one necromancer spell, Nosferatu, in order to steal health from you. What's cool about the Skull is even though he is this dark figure, he's not by any means evil. He just loves racing so much that he refuses to face death when the alternative is racing more. But this guy, on the other hand, is pretty goddamn evil. This is Hades, the main antagonist of Kid Icarus Uprising, and also, you know, a prominent figure in Greek mythology, the ruler of the underworld. It's just Hades. So, he's being played by a big fucking Ganondorf, who, if I got hit by one of those sword attacks, I would have died. But I was a little too quick there. So, from this point on, I am going to visit the Persona 5 Spirit Board. The downside is, I'm currently playing that game and do not want to be spoiled. So for this, I'm bringing in a guest. And we are back, this time with yerpalhal.
Hi everyone.
So, you've actually played Persona 5, so you'll be able to tell me what the hell's going on with these Persona Spirits on the Persona Spirit Board.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. First is Morgana. So, what is the deal with Morgana here?
Morgana is kind of the mascot character for Persona 5. So I'm assuming that's why they went with Pikachu as his stand-in, since he's kind of the mascot character for Pokemon.
Ah, okay, cool.
Morgana's tied directly to the stage that is being used for this, although I can't really say why for obviously spoiler reasons.
Oh, Mementos, I believe it's called, yeah.
Yeah. And also, in Cinnamore with the Windblade is representation of Morgana's persona Zoro, who is a wind.
Okay, so personas are basically like stands, aren't they? Is that kind of the core principle that...
Pretty much, yes.
Fantastic. Cool. Because I think quite a lot of these Persona battles have like characters that just pop in and they're always just big, inexplicable choices, so it'll be nice to have context for what we're looking at there.
Yeah, I've got to admit the choices for some of these are very, very good.
Oh, fantastic.
Compared to the actual game.
Alright, it's good representation then. So, our next character that we're going to be dealing with.
Ryuji Sakamoto, our first main party member other than Joker. He is a ex-school athlete who, for reasons that's mentioned in the story, kinda gets sidelined.
Okay.
So he's a quite fast runner, so we've got Captain Falcon, one of the faster characters in the game. And
okay, that works out. Nice.
He uses a bat, so that's a good representation there. And his stand is, I can't remember the name, but he's kind of
I'll pop it in post.
A pirate skeleton who is represented by a me in a pirate outfit, which is actually quite funny.
They haven't really got any other piratey characters to really do that with, so
that is true.
That is a way to do it, I guess. So, who this be? Ann Takamaki.
Our second party member. And I am really impressed with the representation she gets in this game. Because she's kind of she wears a skin tight outfit, so we get Zero Suit Samus to represent her.
Is it when she's like actually one of the Phantom Thieves when she's doing heists that she's all skin tight? Because
Yep.
I was going to say she looks like a normal student to me.
Yeah, and when we meet her, we're in the first palace, which are the dungeons of the game, is a castle. So we've got the Fire Emblem castle stage,
Oh, okay, cool.
and her persona is Carmine, I think her name was, and she's kind of like a woman in a long dress who uses fire attacks. So we've got Peach with a fire flower.
All right, lovely stuff.
It's genuinely interesting how some of these work.
I was a small part of me was thinking that maybe, you know, for the Persona 5 Spirit Board they'd even put a couple of earlier Persona characters in, but I think they full on honed in on the 5th installment for this. So yeah.
Yeah, I think the only one that kinda sorta counts as an earlier character is Igor, but we'll get to him.
Okay, cool. So how about Yusuke here?
Yusuke, one of my favourite characters. He's an artist. He's the third official character to join the group. His palace dungeon is kind of like a Japanese museum with this kind of theming.
Ah, that's why we've got the Street Fighter Suzaku Castle, yeah.
Now his stand is Goemon, straight up Goemon, and also we've got the painter assistant, which I think is just a reference to the fact that Yusuke's a painter.
Alright, very clever. Now we have Makoto Nijima. I apologise if I'm bastardising any of these Japanese names here. But
No, I think you're doing good so far.
Okay. So
we've got Makoto here. I'm not exactly 100% sure why that particular stage was chosen for her. I guess it's kind of hard to think of something that fits for a bank, which is her stage.
I kind of saw a little bit how her bike's represented. It's by a Wario who is invisible and spams the bike move, so you only see the bike.
Yep, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Her stand is a bike, so
That's awesome. That's amazing. What, like she literally just in battle summons a bike and the bike fights with her. Nice.
She rides it, but when it is ready to attack something, it turns into kind of like a mech. It's awesome.
Oh, fantastic. Alright, cool. Also, my Pikachu Morgana, or Morganachu as I've dubbed it, is leveling up quite well. Here is Futaba Sakura.
Oh, this is the best one.
Oh, damn.
So there's always been this kind of a meme since Persona 5 came out that Futaba always like an Inkling. So they decided to actually use an Inkling as her fight.
So they went all in and just went, oh, here's the meme for you.
Yep.
She is an Inkling.
They're fighting in a desert because her pad is kind of like an Egyptian tomb. And Dr. Riley here represents her stand,
Okay.
the Necronomicon, which in the game takes the form of a UFO.
Okay, I've never heard that being a adaptation of the Necronomicon, but I'll take it. Cool.
It is kind of bizarre, but it sort of works for the character.
Isn't the Persona series the one that has that penis chariot, and is that in any way represented anywhere in this, I hope? I'm going to assume it isn't.
It is not represented, unfortunately.
Damn it, Smash Bros, you cowards. So next is Haru Okamura.
Another interesting one. Her stand is Milady de Winter from the Three Musketeers. She uses guns mostly, so we've got a villager with I think it's a super scope, if I remember from when I looked at this video yesterday.
Don't know about... Oh, it's not her that has a super scope, it's the Daisy.
It's got super scope, my bad. And we're fighting on this stage because it kind of simulates the garden, the rooftop garden that she uses in her later on in the game.
Okay, cool.
as I said, they put a lot of effort into kind of trying to replicate some semblance of the game with these fights.
Yeah, because a small part of me thought every single one of these battles was going to like take place in Mementos when I first played it. And I was pleasantly surprised to find the variation there. Alright, lovely. Well, that's her all done with. Now, this battle killed me quite a few times. I didn't keep any of the deaths, but this is Goro Akechi. This one has a gimmick which flips the screen and fucks me over.
Yeah, Goro Akechi, he's kind of a detective who's hounding the Phantom Thieves for most of the game and then kind of joins for the final dungeon, I think it is.
Ah.
He likes pancakes and he's a good character. His persona is Robin Hood, represented here by Pitt.
Ah, okay, cool.
And the background kind of represents the second to final dungeon of the game, but I can't really say it because it's kind of really uber spoiler.
That's a spoiler.
Yeah.
That's fine. Like I say, I'm literally playing Persona 5 right now and don't want anything spoiled, but I also want to be informative, so that's why we've got this good dynamic going. These two I have seen. I've played enough Persona to meet these two, Caroline and Justine. So, yeah.
Yep. These are the attendants of the Velvet Room, which is kind of the gameplay function which lets you fuse personas and get new personas and strengthen your personas. They are represented by ice climbers because kind of a twin situation.
Okay, cool, cool. From what I've seen of them as well, one of them's like terrifyingly like ice cold in terms of her personality, and the other one is actively aggressive and violent, so
yeah.
I feel like that's also well represented by how ice climbers play, depending if you're playing against good ice climbers.
Also, the stage is kind of a decent representation of the Velvet Room, I think. Honestly.
Lovely. I only won that out of luck, just to clarify, if you see my percent there. That was pure luck.
Yeah,
nice.
I was wondering when I was watching this originally.
Alright, this is the battle that interests me most, Igor. This is a very strange battle, so yeah. Please explain Igor for me.
Igor is the main guy of the Velvet Room. He's a recurring character in the Persona series. I think he first appeared in the second one.
Ah, so he's reoccurring then. He's the constant between them.
Yeah.
Okay.
He plays a very big role in 5, but he has been in the series since 2. He's kind of like the head of the Velvet Room.
Right. Now, how exactly does this fight make sense? What's the gimmick of the fight with the 3 big Ridleys and the fact that you're healed over time, but then also he appears to fight you?
Okay, so this is a very interesting. The 3 Ridleys represent the whole shadows thing, which are the kind of the main things that you fight in Persona 5.
Ah, right.
The assist trophy showing up is because Igor is kind of an assist character in the series.
Right.
And obviously the Velvet Room is represented by the same one Caroline and Justine was represented with.
Okay, cool. I kind of figured the whole fact that you're at high damage at the beginning, but then when he steps in, the game gets easier, is because he kind of helps Joker out of his bad situation.
That also.
And that's how it represents that, so yeah. That was just speculation on my end. Anyway, this next battle's really fucking hard, so I'm just gonna give Morgana a bunch of sweets.
Yeah,
there we go.
I kind of remember this one giving me guff when I was playing Smash as well.
Yeah, this is one hell of a war of attrition, this battle, because you're fighting all of the Phantom Thieves. I think they're all the ones that I've already really fought on this Spirit board, but now just consecutively, so yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the original 4 and Joker, so it's basically Joker, Morgana, Ryuji, and Anne, I think.
Fantastic. Also, in this level, the Dragoon pieces appear. Not the Dragoon, the Daybreaker pieces appear. So, 3 items that you assemble, and then you can use a big fuck-off cannon attack. I don't know if that's representing anything about how Persona 5 plays.
I'm not exactly 100% sure. I think that's like, other than Mikoto's background, the only thing I don't really understand from these fights, but I think my batting average has been pretty decent.
Fair dude. No, you've been good. You've been pretty solid. You've been able to be more informative than I have without me risking myself getting spoiled by Wikipedia. So yeah, I'm sure all the people watching this who themselves have played Persona 5 would be very happy with the result. Now, as for this battle is really goddamn hard, and it actually gives me quite a bit of grief. Even when I do get the Daybreaker, things are tough.
Yeah, this is a genuinely really, really hard fight.
Do you remember how many times it took you to beat this one?
7, 8 times.
Oh, damn, yeah. Probably same, honestly. But I felt like showing this because this is a perfect highlight of just how hard this is. Like, up to this point, I've been doing pretty well. I'm only at 52% damage. You know, things are fine. Oh, a couple of stray hits there, but... You know, after a Daybreak, I kind of figured, oh, I've won. Only to find that does piss all damage to him. Like, literally just nothing worth a damn. And then he does this, and I realise, oh, I'm fucked. I'm very fucked right now. I didn't realise he would just pull out his final smash and get the whole crew to beat me up.
It happened when I was watching this war. I laughed.
Yeah. Although, I want to show this off. If you win with that move as Joker, you don't even get the smash victory screen. It just straight up, like, gives you that cool splash screen, which...
Yeah, just like the game, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's very, very good. That's a nice touch. Anyway, this hopefully is the victory run now. I say hopefully as if I didn't edit this and know that it's the victory run. Here... Oh. Well. You wouldn't believe it's the victory run after that whiffed fucking final smash, but there. You go. So, yeah, this is probably my 6th or 7th attempt as well, and I'm not gonna lie, this last moment here is just straight up clutch. It's pure luck that got me this win. Because that Joker was very close to killing me with his final smash again. And there they are, the Phantom Thieves. They give you the item auto-grab ability, which seems helpful in theory, but you can also grab items by pressing the A button, so yeah.
Which is kind of appropriate thing for Phantom Thieves.
Oh yeah, I guess so, they are thieves, so yeah. But anyway, thank you so very much for joining me on this one. You've been incredibly helpful in helping me cover all these spirits.
Thank you very much, it has been a pleasure.
And, I feel like I can still play Persona 5 without, you know, having anything spoiled for me. So, thank you very much. And, just before we finish today, I'm going to do one quick summon. And put together my fat, greedy Pokemon and a postman to get a greedy delivery boy. That is to say, Louis from Pikmin 2. And with that, I can now actually start using Olimar and Pikmin in the campaign. Thank you for watching. Thanks again, yerpalhal. See you soon.